I think we start right now. Yeah, this is an emulator. I do own an N64 and a cartridge, but I don't have it hooked up or anything like that. So, let's see, I've got this. So, what I can do is I can drag these pieces around. I gotta get 2 of them to be touching. This level's already over. I gotta get 2 or more of them to be touching and then drop a piece on top of them, and that sets off the chain. That's the core mechanic. The actual pressure is there's a clock in the lower right corner. Oh, that is, again, me trying to match through stuff. It doesn't matter. I have to figure out. On this one, I have to find these. I have to knock them down. I have to figure out which one it has the picture under it. That one does. So I got that clock in the bottom right corner. If I sit around too long, that will go from blue to orange, and the ball will start coming towards the screen, and eventually it will bump the screen and force a drop, and if the drop's not good, it will hurt me. And if I sit around even longer than that, it will get red, and it'll start doing that faster. If you're going for score, there's a multiplier, and there's 2 ways to increase your multiplier, neither of which are really super relevant, as far as I know, to what I'm doing. So when you clear things, those pieces that are glowing, they have a few special properties. One is that they can step upward. Second is if you drop on them, the chain reaction goes slower, as you saw there. And if the chain reaction's going slower, you can take a piece in the middle of it. Oh boy, this is not bad RNG. I don't need blues. I just need not blues, please. Okay. It's a lot of, like, if you want to, it's really deep. It does take a little getting used to. I don't think it's actually that complicated in practice, but I also play like TGM, which again, it's just a matter of like kind of getting the muscle memory. Alright, so this one we gotta find this gigantic protruding tower. And we gotta clear it, we gotta dig it out. That was the wrong piece shape, I'm blind. So, let's see, another mechanic is if I have 3 of those, if I have those crystals in the exact shape of my cursor, then I can press the drag button on top of it, and it will turn into a fuse of the current shape, which I can then use to clear stuff out. There's some power-ups that haven't come into play yet that can help you clear parts of the sphere. Okay, that's clean. I just need to get rid of this so that I can take this off and we're done. Let's see here. The 5th stage of every world is in this mode is hide and seek, which is always the same thing. Just get to the center of the ball and clear out a big enough area for him to escape. Just get one of these, because if I do that, no, don't need green, don't want green. Need to get rid of green because what I need in this situation is yellow. Okay, we're done. Not a clean timer on the, not a clean clonk on the splits, but not too worried. It's gonna keep introducing new game modes because we're still early, and I do have that power up now. Multi just means dig to the center of the ball and clean out one of these pictures. We're done, it's there. Now as the game goes on, the pieces there's like 6 pieces. Most of them are not actually tetrominoes. A lot of them are triominoes, like these L's. These L's have the nice property that you don't need a full side touching to activate them like you do some of the squares and such, so they tend to make really, really big chains. That looks like a picture. That is a picture, it's just slightly. That should be enough to clear it. The balls get deeper, so I think they go up to 6 layers deep. Oh, that one was not connected. Okay. Doesn't really matter. It's throwing away my... That one was also not connected, man. I need to pay better attention. There are just so many almost connected, but just a little bit not. Is that good enough? Might not be. There we go. The other interesting thing is that it's internal to the game's code, topologically, this isn't actually a sphere. Hey, Jerbear, I do really like the, what you call it, the 8-bit duos. They have a few different styles, and my wife has the standard black one. What we need here is just to dig just a little bit more out here, and once I find this, I can drag it all the way up here. She has the standard black one, I got the SNES one, just so that we'd have two that look different. There is a slight difference in how the buttons are shaped. Not even good. Yeah, when I was looking for a new controller, I'm like, do I want to get either a PlayStation or Xbox controller? And I'm like, nah. Okay, once I lose control, that's when I should split. We want to get 2 hours, sub 2 hours, get into 3rd place on this run today. I'm not like in serious learning all the tech. There's one serious runner of this game. An X-Bone controller, but I use it only for shooters. I have a bunch of 360 controllers, and I had to stop using them because Microsoft basically took away support for my third-party Chinese wireless receiver. So in order to use that, I have to go fake sign my own driver. So I'm just like, it's not worth it. Let's update things. Let's find the drills. So we're looking down inside these, and we're looking to see if we can see a picture under any of these. And I don't actually know. Let's call that out. I don't actually know if this is fixed or if there's RNG. If it's fixed, certainly you could start memorizing things, and that would speed the entire endeavor up substantially. We gotta work a little bit more on this side. There we go. Why clear things when you can just drag them out of the way and they no longer exist? Music in this game is great too, by the way. Okay, Connect is one of the longest, slowest puzzles in this mode, because you have to chase down these lines and figure out where they go. Which means you're clearing out a lot of technically unnecessary stuff along the way. Because you don't actually have to clear out any of this intervening stuff. You just have to clear out the actual line. Okay, now I'm stuck with 2 L's. That is not helpful. Okay, well, we got it. I must have not even needed to do that, so I probably cost myself time doing it in the first place. Brick. Okay, brick, we just gotta get underneath the bricks and start. Ooh, there's some emulator lag. That or it's accurately emulating the N64 lag, which is quite reasonable to assume. Okay, the power-ups don't really come into play at this early in the game, but I have what I think is the best power-up. That one peels off an entire layer from the gear. This is N64. We're on an emulator. Should have split a little earlier, but we don't have any numbers to compare to, so anything's better than nothing. This game, I want to say this game probably came out in 1997. I would have been about 13. And I didn't didn't really appreciate it that much until I was about 20. Retro these days, you need a mortgage for. I actually own this game. It's sitting in a box, hiding away. But I don't own a CRT, nor do I want one. I don't own a retro tank or anything like that. All my N64 stuff is kind of like in long-term storage for preservation. Maybe one day it might be worth something. Maybe that day is today, but I'm not selling it today, so. Alright, so this feels like a good time. This is the theoretically most powerful power-up. Feels like a good time to use it, because I can already see everything I have to drag together. There it is. Oh, yeah, thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Hopefully I catch you next time. It's a small streamer. I appreciate all viewers at all times, because I'm still at the point where once in a while I don't have any. Which is in large part a function of the fact that I have really esoteric tastes. I'm playing Tetrisphere, for Christ's sakes. I can just get this out of the way here. Is that good? Yeah. I play Tetrisphere, I play rhythm games, I play Pac-Man Championship Edition, I play Tetris Attack, or not Tetris Attack, I play Tetris Grandmaster. I've been watching She's Chartcore doing Blast Core, and I'm like, I gotta get me in on some of that Blast Core. This looks fun. I mean, I played Blast Core before, another N64 game, absolutely love it. But since the boards are actually pretty empty, and I also all platinum that game back in my childhood, it seems like a fun thing to try to do. So I'd like to try to do that. And let's see, I also want to do Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. I did the thing where I drag a piece down and it drops, which is another way. I don't care. I just need to get this last piece out of the way. That's all. No, that's not all. What's in here? Oh. That's yeah, so, yeah, watching a JSR doing all his reruns of NES games, I'm like, I want to do Crazy Castle. That's basically just routing and getting, like, avoiding the few times when, like, figuring out how to manipulate the enemies. It basically would be a very similar run to Pac-Man. So it looks right up my wheelhouse, and I really want to try that, but it's just a matter of finding the time to try all the games I want to try. It's not easy. Yeah. This gone. That's all. I kind of wasted a little bit of time. Okay, I should stomp that a little earlier, but first episode's the short one, for sure. Alrighty, so menus, please. Okay, the multi, we don't have to spend a whole lot of time thinking about what to do on multi. We just need to open up some area here. Almost do it. Nope, not quite. Right, so, I have a problem. That problem is that I need to move a green off in order to even expose enough of that blue here to even... man. Oh, well, do some time save for the next run. There was no way for me to get under there and get that piece out. If a piece is completely covered, it does not clear. So you need to actually dig it out so that it's at least a little bit visible before you can even begin to work with it. Nope. Nope. This is number 4. Nope. So where's the last one? Do a drop here. Just get some stuff. Because I cannot find the last pink bit, which is bad. If I can't find the last pink bit, I'm just spinning around here indefinitely. Right. And at least that turned out to be real. That was actually what I needed, and I didn't make a major mistake elsewhere. Right. I thought I was an I for some reason. I was most definitely not. This. Gotta get rid of a few of these because they are not the piece I need right now. Cannot dig that deep enough in there to make that effective. Put that there. These out. This out. I need to take this somewhere where I can get rid of it. Just take this out of the way. And so connect, I need to find where the drills are. Okay, they gotta be somewhere, and well, there's only, yeah, I'm thinking of a shift. Shift is the one where there's multiple drills. Connect is only one. Alright, so we can, let's actually dig out where this line is. That would be more informative to me than... Tell me a whole ton. That was a silly mistake on my part. Moved too early again. I'm making a lot of mistakes, but at the level I'm trying to do speedrun-wise, it's really not going to be a big deal. All I need to do to PB is not fail in the Crystal Tower, and we are actually a good ways from even seeing the Crystal Tower. Is that it? No, they're glowing, but we're not done. Where can I drop this tea? Definitely don't. So we need to follow this line up here. There it is. Like, I think these are probably always the same shapes that connect in specific. We just need to get rid of that because it's causing a problem. There we go. There we go. I think that if I memorize the connect shapes, I don't think those are randomized. That should drop it. We're good. Getting close to another clunk. I decided to be ridiculous to clunk every single level. We're doing it every time we do a hide and seek, every time that big number increments. Hey, Dondas. Oh, that piece dropped on me. It was in the right position. So when I measured... So let me kind of recap what I was thinking here. So after we did this a couple days ago, I went back and I looked on speedrun.com and there's a category for getting through the first 3 episodes of this, a category for getting through the first 3 episodes of Hide and Seek. So I actually did that, so I submitted a time. I'm last place on the leaderboard, but not by much. I think I can get third pretty easily, so I'm just gonna try to do that. And Laird still hasn't had a chance to catch the stream, so I'm gonna play the game a few more times until I'm able to get one where Laird can actually see, because they're the one who requested it. Be a good game to actually pick up and be somewhat serious about running, honestly. I'm trying to add a few more speedruns into my rotation. This is a bit of, this one has some definite longer categories, which is a bit of a trick. Like, we're not going to be doing the all 5 episodes. World record on that is 3.5 hours. That's not one sitting. Not for me. I'm open to 2 hours though. There's some shorter categories too. There we go. There's shorter categories than this, but one thing at a time. Doing rescue instead of hide and seek. Rescue is just the same as the hide and seek minigame over and over again. It doesn't have any of the crystal tower nonsense, for example. So that mode goes a lot quicker. Work this way. And one thing that could definitely speed this up is once I learn all the unique shapes. And you remind me of the Crystal Tower, as if I did not know enough about the Crystal Tower. What's up here? Made the mistake of trying to hard clear the 11 folder. Yeah, seems like a bad idea. Anyway, this is already bad for a speed run. Speed run's too long to go and reset it, but I don't even know what happened there. I didn't see it, so. Can't do that. We've got just rude pieces right now. So I'm having to be very careful. Acid pumpers, so you didn't even make it all the way to Fascination Max then. Let's get this offset. That's just too risky. I'm going to be in moderate focus mode until the end of Crystal Towers, so bear with me. How much of this can we do without actually having to drop pieces? What's left? Oh, I see it. And this one. Yeah. Acid pumpers, all kinds of hell charge notes, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've played that one. I don't like charge notes, so I have strong feelings about exactly how much charge notes should be removed from 2DX. Oh, that's impressive. That's a 12. I know the game calls it an 11. That's a 12. Okay, I'm being forced to watch this cutscene, but that's part of the run. Just lagging real bad there. I don't know if that's the emulator or if that's just the... I don't know if that's because the emulator is bad or because the emulator is accurate. You know, the N64 was not known for keeping up with what people threw at it. Real quick. Right out of the gate. Let's roll. Instant go mode. One more. There we go. Flip. That's the wrong button. 8 years of time loss right there. There we go. It's 25 minutes for the first episode. Where is the tower? The normal, reasonable tower. Squares, and I'm really just looking to throw as many of them away as I can. Now I don't need this many of these. Find useful things to do with them. I really do love this game, though. It's complex. It's layers upon layers. It's baroque. There's a lot going on, but I really do love it. How many panels do we get off here? Slide this over, bring that down, go like this. Okay, it wasn't nearly as much, so I probably bled some time there. If I wanted to be serious about this, I probably need to actually have notes about which level. Like how big of a core I need to dig out for each hide and seek. If there's a specific area I should go looking for the fuses when we've got the drills. But drill levels, fuses are something different. Fuses are the glowy pieces. I clutter a bit, especially when I get active in the game. Here we go. Last one, which is always the hardest one to find. The clock is starting to give me some trouble. So I gotta just start clearing things, and the problem is now I will have even more trouble to finding the fuse because I won't have the, I have to look for the dot that hovers above the core. We'll just do this. Really bad for a speed run, might I add. Now I literally never found it. Okay, that was bad. We're not gonna pretend that was good. That was bad. And we did have one crystal tower snafu. Pushing over in the other direction here. Music in this game is still so shit. Don't need this many squares to get so far off a field here. All I need is... like, that should let me take out such a just enormous area. But I still just need S's. Okay, now I can take a square. I can see everything, so now I can actually start to try to do this. You don't even have to fully uncover them. As long as you can get one square on them, you can usually grab them and move them. I think you need, like, a path between them on the surface level of the ball too, but it's not too bad. Let's see. Okay, I do not need these. Big area. I gotta remember to hit that pedal basically as soon as I free him. time didn't look right, and I realized it, so we're gonna have to skip a couple of splits. It eventually, right after I gave up on it, is when it came out. Should be good. There we go. Nope, I misread that. But now we can do it. Not quite there. We will definitely need to take these T's, and we probably need to do quite a decent amount of digging here. More square. Heard the drill fire, so that means we actually can get it. The combo was big enough to give us a power up. Not that we are super concerned with that. Okay, so we want to go here. Let this rip. Connect, we could be going all over the place, so taking an entire layer off the ball could save a lot of time. But I think I remember the patterns. That's all. From a speedrun perspective, brick is actually comparatively straightforward. It's actually relatively easy to dig that little targeted hole under the brick compared to pretty much any other minigame. Have anything good to do with this one. Oh, I misread that. Okay. Oh, he didn't need much. Look at that. I mean, that shouldn't be gold, because it's not actually 14 on that segment. It's 14 across 3 segments, but it's okay. That hurts because I threw away the peel off the entire surface of the ball power up, which is actually worth having. There we go, though. Come on, end. I was mashing the button to end it, and I threw away another power up. Alright, we'll get that going while we look for the area we need to work in. So here. What can we... This. Okay, I can't. When you get the wild cards, you have to be a little more judicious with your drops. You can't drop between pieces because it's only going to wild card it to what it's exactly on top of. So you have to actually be on top of something. Whereas the rest of the time, if you have a non-wild card piece, that hurt. That really slowed me down. This, we're in position to finish this off. Let's go. Unique is a longer one, but I don't need this many T's. I don't have anything to do with this many T's. Just got an entire board full of T's lying around over here. We found the T's. This. Still don't need this many T's. We can get this out of here. Now that I need a T, only one at that. Oh, we're almost done. I need to get rid of this. Hey, Laird. Glad you're able to make it. We're going for sub 2 hours through the first 3 episodes. Oh man, just mashing the button to get through the cutscenes, and I burnt a power up. I'll never PB by too much. Meetings are what they are. Glad you're able to catch one because it was your request. I was gonna keep doing it until you were able to catch one, but I just also was like, I wanted to improve it. I wanted to do better than what I did on Sunday. I've mentioned you in passing. Possibly because the name's different. I've mentioned you in passing, but not necessarily in, like, extreme detail. But she was glad to have the company on stream. She's another smaller streamer just trying to get her channel started. 6 minutes. That was a little bit of a slower one. I mean, we should expect that as the game gets harder. We should expect that the segments should be getting a little slower. But I still like them to get a little faster. I'm only really aiming for a 2-hour time. I'd like to get, like, if I could get second place at hour 40, that would be really good. But that's a lot to ask for having done no study of speed strats. That said, I think FFR Pro is the only serious runner of this. I could be wrong. But there's only 4... That was not what I thought it was. Okay, it's fine though. We'll get what we need out of it eventually. It's okay to have a misdrop in there, for sure. It's not the end of the world. Do it. She was doing like the Secret of Mana remake, I believe. And I think that I'm not. Let me actually get my words together there. I'm not super up on my RPGs, so kind of don't have them all straight in my head. We do actually have relatively different tastes in games, which has its pros and cons. Okay, this sucks. I can't get anywhere until I do a little bit more work. Yeah, my wife is definitely the RPG player. I'll have to go refresh my memory on exactly what she was playing. I think that was it. She was farming drops. I know that. Because Wednesday is her achievement hunter stream. She's been doing a lot of starting lately, too. Oh, nope, we still got one more to do. And then get this out of the way. We're good.
Setsy order I need to send out.
Speak of the devil. Was it Secret of Mana you were playing?
Yes.
Okay. I was trying to make sure I had it right. Yep. We share. I play the cab more than she does. It's just a function of what her mood is and what she wants to play at the time. But yeah, that's it. We're husband and wife, we can share the cab. That's ideally how that goes. I suppose I shouldn't say that's always how it goes, but be my expectation. I've asked her if she'd like, if she wants like a theater rhythm cab, because that's actually her favorite rhythm game. She's always like, nah. I don't think she's getting the home version that she thinks they could do pretty easily. And they probably could do it pretty easily, but alright, I don't know which way to go next. I could really use a little bit of hint. I feel like it's probably going to be off in the other direction. These are usually good to use on these kind of stages. Yeah, I can see that. I can see this line is down this way. Focus at this point. Try to get through this. Don't need this. Get rid of more blocks. I did not want to do that extra drop. I thought it would have cleared out by then, but you know, it's not always how it is. Where's my nearest brick? These stages, I said this earlier, but these stages are like the most straightforward ones in the game from a speedrun perspective. But I still don't have a lot of good opportunities to use these T-blocks. Get a little bit deeper in here. Still mostly hamstrung by these eyes. Okay, there we go. I'd like to get to the end of episode 2 within an hour. I feel like that gives me a good shot. I would also like to not die 5 times on the Crystal Tower today. That was pretty painful. Is 2x2 sufficient here? This is a 3x. This looks like a 3x3. The question is, which is big. Alright, so we're at. Need like that. Get rid of this. That should do it. Find the foot pedal. Yep, see, they're getting a little longer. I don't know that we'll get through 2.6 in an hour, or not in an hour, under an hour, given the speed of that last one and the fact that we have Crystal Tower in the way. So definitely have that Crystal Tower coming up, whether we like it or not. And we don't. Let's be clear, we don't like the Crystal Tower, it's bad. Get down to the bottom and then we can figure out exactly which direction we need to dig a little further in to actually finish the job. Go like this. That. There. One more, I'll get rid of a couple more squares here. One more. I'm still not great at seeing how close I am. I'm still like looking at them and not really seeing the boundaries of the box as much as I would like to. Come on. Disagree. I said that just for you, Larry. Just kind of a input lag type situation. Digging from the wrong direction. Those up, that helps a lot. That. We do actually have to do quite a bit of work in this direction because of how far offset this was from the drill. We started digging on the wrong side of the drill, unbeknownst. Should do it. those two, and I think we got. This is unique. Like that. This. Go like that. Okay, so we're definitely going to be working upward on this shape and not downward. Said after playing, if I played this 10 or 15 times, I would have a really good idea what shapes are in which part of the game and would be able to optimize accordingly. We need one more. Oh, we got it. There. And Crystal Tower. So last time I did this particular Crystal Tower, I died 5 times on it. And I died once, so at least it was quick. I didn't see it, but at least it was quick. So I just need to... I've already have 2 Crystal Tower deaths this run, which is bad, but... Drop there. That, see, there's an entire undercurrent of potential death that until we actually know exactly where they're going to go. This should be okay because it won't actually go underneath where things are completely invisible. Cautious on this than I was earlier, because it's less of a time loss to go a little slow than it is to, fail and die. Oh, that was okay. We're okay. It still sucks. Just failed to read the game state properly. Okay, this is okay. This other one is decidedly not okay. This one. Got a lot of squares all of a sudden. Want as many squares all of a sudden. Okay, so we should be able to get that taken care of. Yell at me, so we need to do some safety clears here. Whew, we lived. Am I disagreeing with the game? Slightly. Slightly. Just as a treat. So yeah, we did not get sub-hour through the beginning of the game, or the first 2, but that's a goal that it does feel achievable, but not but not free. This is second playthrough of the game, so we don't have to be challenging for world record pace on the second playthrough of the game. It's not realistic. Lots of greens. Lots of greens. Oh boy. I don't actually want this many greens. I would like to get some of these yellows out of here too. Certainly feels like clearing a lot of blocks at once is a good strategy, but you can get stuck with a bad series of one color. Okay, and now all I need is to get this green out of here. We're good. I'll go through my crossbeats art and I'll see if I have any disagreeable art. Otherwise, I can't justify it, but I have 2 slots that I don't really have anything good for, and I would kind of like to maybe commission something to fill them up, commission some custom Coronias. Now, I should actually watch the speedruns to see if getting multipliers even matters. I honestly don't know. They just tell me mastering the X technique is vital. And I'm like, I don't know if it is. I honestly don't. I don't know if it provides any benefits at all in this. Alright. There we go. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I have a few people I could look at. One down. Two, three. Nothing serious at this point, just... Hey, maybe I should consider it. I do like my emotes, but like they are just lifted straight out of official artwork. Don't tell Glitch. Capcom's not gonna know or care. Legally, Capcom does have like a usage policy that says don't do this, but they're never gonna figure it out. It's a dead game. They abandoned it. It's our game now. Now we own it. Yeah, and I've seen a bunch of Mega Man stuff, but also there might be a difference between like original art of characters and edits of official promo art, which is what I have. But again, I'm not too concerned about that. Coronia emotes turned out to be my most popular, so... Which game? This game? I have a legit copy of this too, I just am not set up to stream it. Tower... Where is it? this is where I have the drains. Blues are right down here. There we go. Well, in the case of something like Crossbeats, Capcom abandoned it. The only hope for it to survive is the fan community. I mean, legally we don't own it, but in a sense of like, who's gonna preserve it? Who's gonna keep it playable? Who's gonna invent any new content that might ever exist for it? It ain't Capcom. I mean, I suppose it's possible Capcom could decide to come back to it. I think it's very unlikely. This one. But also, I'm just generally a proponent of the idea that culture is owned by the people for whom it's their culture. It's not owned by the corporation. Again, this is not a legal opinion. I am not your lawyer. Oh, have a good night, Don. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, that's a clunk. Little bit of a late clunk. These are not going to be very clean splits. We'll end up with a lot of false gold in them because I am Babby speedrunner. I am bad at remembering to clunk. Too focused on execution and not focused enough on clunk. But splits only matters. Oh wow! I completely failed to read that. I don't think that helps us anyway in the speedrun, but it ain't gonna hurt us either. Okay, we need to get some of this out. What's my best bet? Probably down here. Looking for. Oh, we got it. It's down. So we are not going to world record. That should be pretty obvious at this point. But also, that was, reasonable expectation. Yeah, more like a trademark. I don't disagree. If you're not actively using it, a trademark, you forfeit it. One more. There we go. There's the drill. We'll go back down here. are done on that side, so we're gonna work up here. Oh, that was it. Okay, I didn't think we were done. This area. Great song, by the way. Client Confused. Top 5 song in the game. How many of these have I uncovered? I don't even know. Let's see, 2. Oh, what? I apparently had some input lag. I'm trying to figure out where there's the 3rd, where's the 4th? Here. Not even sure where the 4th one is. That's my problem right now. I need to figure out where it's over here. I'm bleeding time because I don't know where it is. Alright, we need to get... Nope, that's not it either. Now I gotta go burn not 1 but 2 zigzags. Get over here. Try to get this done now. Bleeding time. There it is. Should have been doing this. Avoid that drop. Should have been doing that a while ago. Anyway, world record's off the table. We'd have to complete 4 episodes in a few seconds. But we're definitely still alive for 2 hours. We might still be alive for an hour 40 even, which would be 2nd place. So this is probably a 4x4 given the fact. 4 episodes to go. 35 minutes. We're on pace to do 24, so we're not. I don't feel like we're gonna do 140. I feel like we'll probably get sub 2 hours though. Alright, so we're gonna bring this down like that. Setting that up will get us. Needs more Game Boy soundtrack. I don't remember all the codes. I kind of like the bass soundtrack though. This game's got really good music though. Let's just start with that. Okay, we're gonna peel a layer off the ball for this one because Connect is the one which I'm most likely to have to just go so far afield. So Azure, you missed in Shinji's stream earlier today where I requested Spaceballs, the song request, and I was wondering if you had any thoughts on that one. Pretty hard. I won't offer any thoughts or direction on that so as not to contaminate any potential opinions. Nope, that is covered up and hidden, and we now have to be very careful. Okay, that's okay. Okay, that was... So, one thing, if I want to get really good times, I'm pretty sure the connect patterns are not, like, random. I'm pretty sure they're fixed, and I'm gonna just have to learn them. And I just threw the whole thing away. I was looking to see what he would come up with for Spaceballs. He just lost like 2 minutes there, so that hurts. Bad. Yeah, although I ended up doing a suggestion that he liked, so he kind of took that. I think Connect is probably the second worst type of stage in the game, certainly from a speedrun perspective, with Crystal Tower being the worst. I think we want to work up, because we know that other one is just going to scoot back the wrong direction. Yeah, to be a little more literal, I actually requested literally Spaceballs, the song request. In those words, because as you know, the whole gigantic in movie marketing blitz joke. Alright, so we've been long enough. Oh, well. Made a decent shot. I'm gonna make up some ground. Let's see. Is that not it? There's another one? Okay, this is gonna be unpleasant. Well, we'll just put this up. Action. I cannot believe there's more than this. This is ridiculous. Let's just make sure while we're here that there's nothing. I'm pretty sure there's nothing else there, so. If Fascination Max, maybe? No, there's a... Y... We don't have Y and Co as dead or alive. I think that might be the fastest speed I'm aware of in 2DX. Yeah, that didn't help. So we need to go rightward. Take care of some angles. Like that. This stage is brutal. This is so long. Even without the death, this would have been eternal. Clearly, assuming these can be memorized, they need to be memorized. Really no other way around it. It's all the way over here. I'm just stuck with all these purples. I can't use these. There's no way to put them. Oh boy, that took forever. He was actually gonna do Space Fight for the Spaceballs request, but my suggestion was to do the Schwarzschild field. And that's what he ended up going with. Although any song by Lucky Vacuum would have also worked pretty well. So after all my griping about the previous stage, Brick is comparatively easy. Fixated on Weird Al. It's not a bad place to be fixated, honestly. Could do worse. There we go. Clunk. Pretty brutal. I don't think we're gonna get the 140. I want to see if we can. I don't think we're gonna get third place or second place. We can probably still get third place. I think to go further than second place, I am gonna have to do the speedrunner thing and do some research. DB 2020 challenge I got to have played this year. I'm not sure what that is. counts. We'll take it. Desert Bus for help. Desert Bus sure is a video game. Sure is a thing that exists for a reason. None of this is commenting on the marathon, just the Desert Bus. Kind of fish sticking out like this, and then it's gonna actually start working towards getting this last one dug out. Whether I want to. Ready? But we're good. We're good. That's fair. I'm aware of like the idea that went into the game. I'm just amazed anybody gave them money to do it. There are many unfun video games. There are relatively few that are as deliberately unfun as Desert Bus. More than zero. Definitely more than zero. For example, Papers, Please exists. Laggy input and slid over. The artistic merits of Papers, Please notwithstanding, it is not fun. Problems. Okay. Should be cleared. Yeah. I think we can sub 2 hour. But I think that we are also going to need to learn some real strats next time. And not just, wing it. Got it. I assume this also has to do with Weird Al when we get to it. Sampled by Neil in a Mouth album. Or used by Weird Al in a Polka medley. I assume there's probably a bunch of boths. Two boths. Tower's okay. Crystal Tower, which will come up in two more sets here. Crystal Tower is the one that hurts. Right, that did not help at all. Down like that. Don't need this many L's either. What I have is green, so I need to be able to remove greens. Purples and all I need is a green. Isn't it ironic? Yeah, we're not gonna support it. All-Star is not one of them, but Walking on the Sun is. Not use the laser quite yet. Kind of be able to see the picture before we try to use the laser to finish it off. Could have been a little faster on that one. Oh, that dropped that extra drop at the end while mashing. That doesn't really hurt there. Right, we did knock down one drill somewhere. It was not the target. It gets actually really difficult to look down these without the shadow covering it up. That one's definitely that one. Save up for a little bit better power up than that. Better situation to use it. There we go. Yeah, I think we can sub 2 hours. I think the I think 140 is out of the window. It's not a flat 140, but it's somewhere in the range of 140. I don't even know if 150 is feasible at this point. Connect means we're gonna do this, and we're gonna strip off the outer layer of the ball, because connect is the one that sends me everywhere, and until I actually have the connect patterns memorized, which, if I do that, I'm pretty sure that I can actually get into second place pretty easily. first place, very different story. We're not challenging world record on this or the horse leader. Focusing just a little bit. Let's do another, peel another layer off the ball. This will eventually, if we keep this up enough, we will eventually just clean the entire thing. Now we can see that the target is a little more this way. Let's go. Progress. Okay, still gotta go a little further. Still don't have a whole lot of use for these keys. Other direction here. We'll end up doing a similar thing one more time. I expect the answer to this will end up being that we are just able to find the drill and then go and offset, go this many spaces up, this many spaces left, and end up in the correct position. Which I will have to actually do some serious video watching to figure that out. And we're talking a 2-hour speedrun here. Connect is the worst. Connect is the one where I'm assuming that that is the solution to Connect. Unable to really get this out of you. Still too many T's. There we go. Bring that out of here. That. That. What's holding it up? That. We're not gonna get second place tonight. I think we can. I don't think it's gonna be all that difficult, but not tonight. Once again, let's save that power up for once we know what we're dealing with in terms of digging out users. So, looking at this. One chapter to go. But there's a crystal tower between me and actually surviving this mess, so. increasing focus slightly, but I am paying attention to chat, so don't feel like you have to shut up or anything like that. A little bit awkward. We get cute. We'll dig out the last little corner of it. Okay, first try. Better than connect, marginally. Fortunately, I feel like a lot of that digging did not take me in the correct direction. Guess we'll find out a little bit later, though. Still, even my second round of digging did not really put me in the correct direction. I need to go upward. What? Now we are in a bad situation. Like, I don't know why anything moved between that first drop and that second drop. That's what happens. Sometimes stack moves. And now the crystal tower. So we are not, I can say, pretty safely say we will not sub 150 in this one. Let's just focus on that original goal of sub 2 hours. That's a nice, solid start. Play the tower cleanly, we can probably achieve. upset those intentionally. This so stressful, especially in the context of a 2-hour speed run. Definitely a layer. It rip. We can still sub 2. We can still get sub 2 hours. That hurts, but we can still get sub 2 hours. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for mashing through the screen there improperly. I really appreciate it. I mentioned how ridiculously stressful this is. And unfair. How unfair this is. If knocking a block out of the tower gave you a strike, that might be fair. Knocking a block out of the tower just ends your run. Really not fair. With at this particular moment. Isolated enough for me to get away with that. Those are definitely not isolated enough for me to get away with that. We're okay dropping there. Ooh. Okay. We should be able to get this under 2 hours, which was my goal for today. Does my stream still says Home Alone NES Free World Record? Because I changed scenes. I'm gonna have to crop that out, man. That sucks. Oh well. It's solvable. I just looked over and I'm like, I wanted to have my goal on the screen there, and that's... Oh. I'm a genius. Too many things to set up when you go streaming. I always forget something. Well, we'll do a download and we'll do a YouTube upload and we'll get that text cleaned up and see how that does. But for what it's worth, Home Alone NES is a free world record. I believe I'm in a 90-way tie for first place right now. And you could be too. I could teach you how to do it. You could be done with the actual part that requires any level of thought in about 15 minutes. And then you sit around for another 18 minutes and you have the world record. Well, there we go. So we're gonna go over to OBS real quick and we're gonna change that text because that's, wow. Nobody told me that text had been on there for 2 hours. Not that that's your responsibility. But I feel dumb. Oh well. We got the goal time. That's the important part. Oh. Did I?